The thing about Chris was that he was always
Fun,
about doing whatever you wanted
funny,
to do.
just a good time.
He was just about
Pretty
chilling,
carefree.
man. He wanted to
I
do
just
this,
remember
do
him
that,
like,
whatever. He was always,
he'd be always crazy. He'd be one to
always being
never back down.
happy
He
when
always
he was
had your
around his
back.
boys.
For me at the,
Always
no matter what it would
watch out for his
mean for
friends.
him. Even if it
The way he
was screwing him over,
livened up
he'd
the
be
scene
there.
when he walked in the room.
It's just like a presence when you're with him.
Most of the memories you have of him are good. It's something that did fun that you want to remember.
Everyone was happy. Like I don't.
You know, there's some of our friends that are like can like bug out and like be mean, but like he was never like that. Like he was always sweet.
They called him Monkey Man for several years. No, because of that, because he's basically bald for about 3 years and his ears sticking out. So, Monkey Man.
I was at the scene of his death. We were driving down the street. Chris and Matt were walking down Stockton Street in Cape May. And like, it's just obvious that a sign of a fight was coming. Like, it's just obvious. I don't know.
Who I talked to when we were crossing the street walked up and said, "Yo, Matt, Chris is stabbed." And I turned around and ran over to Chris, and he was already on the ground.
I was home sleeping pretty early. It was probably about 6. I didn't really think it. I thought they were all kind of like just making a joke about it, but then I realized no one would joke around about that kind of stuff. And then as soon as I heard about it, I ran over to Jeff.
Actually, a few minutes before Jeff called, I just woke up. I just out of nowhere woke up, and it's just like, oh my God, what's wrong? Something, you know, is Chris home? And then Jeff called.
Matt called me from the police station and we went to the hospital to find out.
The argument was about a guy wanting a girl, and just, it was like...
When I found out that he died, I was
I don't feel invincible
confused
anymore.
and upset.
I don't know if that's because I'm older or if it's
I
because
just
we
didn't
went
know
through
what
it.
to do, but...
Called Cape May again. They said they were going to send a car out.
They never did.
20 minutes later, still no car. Finally, I called 911 for Lower Township. Within about 5 minutes, they had an officer here, and when he pulled up, he didn't even have to say anything.
But they knew. They knew too. Someone could have come. Someone should have come.
Right. So this went on for about an hour, 45 minutes, maybe close to 2 hours, where we were just in limbo.
You pace. You start picking up things. You start cleaning stuff. You start doing whatever. It's just...
Right. And even if it were true, you know, lots of people get stabbed and live. You know, so I still had hope for that. I remember Kay having a bad feeling that was fatal. And I didn't want to really entertain that.
Kid didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserved to fucking die.
The memorial helped a lot. It helped his family, it helped his friends. It's just something for us to go to see.
It was just something that, like, to see people go there and just like pay the respect. It like helped because it made me feel that I wasn't suffering alone and that the Loftus family wasn't suffering alone. And that just to show how many people that Chris knew and how many people he touched.
I'll think about him, and then once when I get that thought in my mind, I keep thinking about it and it eats away at my fucking brain. I just can't stop. And it's kind of like when we're kids, you know, we got nothing to worry about. We're chilling and everything's cool. And then something like this happens and it takes your innocence away from your life.
At first, everybody was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened, you know, in such a small town. But then I think they kind of wanted to forget about it quicker than it did. It, you know, gave kind of a negative perspective on the town, and I don't think that, you know, as much as their economy is based on tourism, they don't want tourists, you know, they don't want it to be affected that much by something like that. So I think they wanted to kind of do the minimum and then just push it away and, you know, remember it once a year so that people don't dwell on it as much.
How many murders are there in Cape May? I mean, there was one in like 79 or something, a stabbing. I mean, it doesn't happen every day, and I went home every night and watched it on the news, and I never saw a story come on, never, ever. That's something that should be known about the city of Cape May. Not that it's like a completely dangerous place, but like there was a stabbing there. It's news, and it should be on there.